Mafia, are you ready?
He said, "Are you ready?"
This is Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast, your first stop for everything professional wrestling. So sit back and enjoy wrestling talk at its finest with your hosts, Larry Hall and Joe Corrado.
Welcome, everybody, to Brotherly Love Wrestling. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about everything going on. What? Wait.
J or an L?
Well, to me, that's an L.
Okay, good. So it means to them it's an L.
Yeah.
Love.
Okay.
Let me make an A. There you go. Was that an A?
Yeah, close enough.
All right, yeah.
Anyway.
Anywho.
So, we have the Elimination Chamber over in Saudi that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's nothing left till WrestleMania. We have this road to WrestleMania that's...
Well, for WWE.
Yeah, of course. Setting up, all the matches are starting to bit come into light.
If we were to describe this road as like a road, is this like a rocky road? Is this a smooth road? Is this like a back road? Is this like a traffic jam turnpike? A long and winding road. What kind of road is this? This road to WrestleMania. This one that we're in right now.
I think it's a little bumpy so far.
You think it's a bumpy road?
So far.
Potholes? So we're down in like South Philly.
Yeah. Maybe not as bad as South Philly is, but bumpy nonetheless. I mean, the storytelling and where these matches all are going, it really took a hit with Bobby Lashley. With this, he's been nursing since Rumble now. That's a big hit, even though the inevitable was going to be Brock versus
does he lose it anyway?
Roman? That I don't know. Now, obviously, he lost it because of the shoulder injury, which they were calling a concussion
protocol.
But obviously found out that his shoulder's been messed up since Rumble. So I don't know if it would affect the outcome. I'm not sure.
Here's what I don't get, or here's what I get, but unfortunately, I don't want to get it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
You catch my drift?
Yeah. You get it, but you don't like it.
I get it, but I don't want to get it. I don't want to understand this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Like, why does Brock lose to Lashley only to win it back just to set up? Did they really need to further that story anymore? I guess, what does it come down to? Heyman's involved in the storytelling. It's like, all right, if we're going this route, we're really going to fucking hammer into this. I'm going to turn on Brock. Brock's going to lose the title, and then Brock's going to gain the title back, a week or two later?
Well,
just to go one-on-one with Roman when he had already won the Royal Rumble and he didn't need to go into this match. He could have just picked Roman, and it could have been him and Roman anyway. Why the hell did he have to
already did pick Roman.
Yeah.
He picked Roman before
so
the
why
match.
The hell is he in the match?
Because he wanted to prove how dominant he was by winning the title and then making it title versus title.
That really didn't help anyone in that match. It really didn't.
No, it didn't help anyone in the match. I'll give you that.
The only person it helped was Austin Theory.
Yeah. He had a very good showing there.
No, he was just lasted longer than anybody else.
But that's what I'm saying. He has to put his time in. He got dominated. But he did. And first of all, I know it's not very original, but he had me really laughing hard when he's taking selfies with the guys that were already in the pods.
Yeah.
Like, that was really funny. Like, I like those kind of things that he's just trying to get his.
I thought what was more impressive is that Brock scaled a freaking gate. He scaled it in under 2 seconds.
It was quick.
It was really quick.
He was up there, man.
How did he fit through the hole in the thing?
I don't know.
What the hell happened there? But that
I don't know if they're bigger or not up there or not, but
I thought that spot was cool.
Yes,
only because Brock's a fucking freak. He really is a fucking freak of nature. He really shouldn't.
That F5 off the top.
Did you see how high he was? Like, if you were falling from that,
I literally audibly gasped when he did. Like, no! For real, I was like, I can't know. Like, I was like, holy shit. Like, because I've never seen someone, especially off that pod, and then you're talking about someone being Brock Lesnar, throwing someone off.
Who's already like 6'5".
That's a big spot. Like that, and it literally got me immediately in the moment. I was like, like real quick, I could not believe they pulled it off. And it looked brutal. Like
I'm glad he landed on his feet though.
Yeah.
If he lands any other way, that's fucked.
Exactly. And that is where I was like, how is he going to land? And now already seeing Bobby Lashley go out, I'm like,
man, what if he over-rotated and he threw him in the fence?
Anything's possible with Lesnar. Anything is possible.
I don't know. How many people has he injured? I don't think he's injured that many people. Yeah. Except when he punched Braun in the head for real.
Yeah.
That was funny as shit.
Yeah.
Braun punches Lesnar, and Lesnar shakes it off.
Like wakes him up. Like he was asleep.
And he punched him straight in the head. And he rocked him too.
Yeah, that's a big guy to rock.
Yeah. He didn't go down. I'll give him that. He did not go down, but he got hit in the fucking dome. Pretty good by Lesnar. Anyway, we're getting far off the point. We're further off the point than we wanted to.
Yeah.
I guess we'll work in reverse for Elimination Chamber. I mean, going into it, how predictable was it? Very.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very predictable, which I always say does not work well with me because I'm already now less invested in this show. I forced myself to watch this. I didn't want to watch it, but I forced myself. I knew we were going to be talking about it. I'm like, I got to fucking at least pretend to care.
You don't have to pretend to care. That's the great thing. No one expects you to absolutely care if you don't want to.
I didn't care, but the only thing that really got me not excited, but the only thing that kept my interest full match was probably Becky and Lita. I thought that was the best match of the night.
I agree. I think it was too. And I think the thing that impressed me most was Lita and how crisp everything was.
You know what was funny? I was thinking along the lines of what you were just going to say, that how come all the guys from the Attitude Era are shot to shit and the women from the Attitude Era and maybe a little bit and maybe the Ruthless Aggression Era are getting better somehow? Like they didn't. I know they didn't take nearly as much of a beating, but
yeah, they didn't take the bumps.
God, those guys,
and not only that,
from that era couldn't do that.
They were only starting to get actual like good length matches because think about them, a lot of their career they were only putting on minute, 2.5 minute, 3 minute matches.
Yeah,
so they weren't putting on these like what Lita did on a Saturday afternoon. Like
it makes you think though.
That's if they probably the longest of her career. Maybe
if they brought more women back from those eras, I mean, they could probably still put in a decent showing.
And they don't have to be on the road the whole time.
No.
You know what I mean? You use them here and there.
Like, I really hope, but I think I'm wrong. I hope that wasn't the last time we'll see Lita. Like, I think she has a mini run in her. I think she could easily do a couple things to help elevate a couple other women that'll probably need it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can get one or two really fun ones in there too.
So
like, I think a Bayley and Lita match would be phenomenal.
I absolutely. I think that would be out of all of them. I think that'd be my one match for sure.
Yeah.
Like I rathered that before this Becky match.
Although it
was great. Don't get me wrong. Going into it, I was excited, period. And I think
Becky needed it.
Really?
I think so, because she's beaten everybody. And let's look at her last couple matches. I mean, she beat Bianca Belair in what, 20-some seconds?
Whatever
to win the title. And then after that, who did you really expect to beat her? I think she needed this because I think, it made Lita look strong. It looked like the legend that she is. Like, it took her how many finishing moves to actually beat her?
Yeah.
Like, I think that helped Becky to go into some like this big matchup and to win it, because I feel like her matches haven't been that big.
No, I feel like they haven't. Not since she's come back.
No, I think that's like part of her whole thing is that big time Becky. Like,
you're right.
Those big match feelings.
Yeah, you're right.
And she was having them a lot during her crazy run to main event WrestleMania.
So there's a question I wanted to ask you, but it's hard because you're not as invested in WWE as you tip as you once were.
Yeah,
right.
Fair statement.
Okay, so what makes you, if you're any other fan, what makes you want to boo Becky Lynch? Is there anything?
Nothing.
Okay, good. So
I don't really think there's anybody that in that there's here's the thing. I overthink everything.
Yes.
Like, I just do. And I know, like, I'm supposed to boo them, like if I was at a live crowd, I would play my part and do who I'm supposed to, and do what I need to. But there's not many wrestlers that make me actually boo them anymore. Like I don't really boo a lot of people.
Yeah,
if anybody. Like the shit that we were talking about with Matt Cardona since he left WWE and he's like pretty much reinvented himself and like really found his whole persona again.
Yeah.
I know I should boo him, but I like what he's doing.
You like it too much. I agree with that.
I like what he's like. I like seeing him being able to do this. I mean, he does it really well. So yes, I know I'm supposed to boo him. Same thing with MJF. I know I'm supposed to boo him, but I like what he does most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't like the Broadway number he did. That was terrible. But other than that, I would boo him for that. Like
there you go.
He got me to boo him.
There you go.
But I know what he's doing and he does it really well. So I appreciate that more. I know who I'm supposed to boo. If I'm supposed to boo Becky right now, her crowd reaction does not. That's like trying to boo Austin when everyone else was cheering him. Like you just get forced to.
That's the thing I think, and the mistake I think that WWE is making today is what they do a lot.
What it's going to do is going to end up pushing Bianca to almost take some of the boos, only because Becky's too over, or she was. I don't know. She would have to do something.
So the reason I asked this is because one little thing got me watching the end of that match is Becky's walking up the ramp and she leaves the ring for Lita. Get the ultimate sign of respect. Let them have the ring. Yeah. That way they can play her music.
Could have been her last match.
Well, yeah, exactly. So she's doing her best to play her role, which is that he'll have a upset, but like still her typical face that she usually is walking out of the ring and she's pissed off and all that. But you see it change immediately. And if you don't remember what I'm talking about, you have to go back and watch. You see her switch from gimmick to person because this is who her idol was. The commentary played that whole out during the whole match. That how Becky looked up to Lita, and that's one of the reasons she got into wrestling. They're laying this out. Why do I want to hate her? You know what I mean? Now she's walking away, and you watch. You can see the tear in her eye as she switches, and it's that moment, that human moment, that holy shit, I'm the champion, wrestling Lita.
In front of a shitload of people
across the world. Like this is what I wanted to do, and I got to do it. Like you see that switch
in front of a crowd.
Why do you want to boo her now? Like you know what I mean? And not only that, she was just on Austin's podcast, which she pours everything out and shows how hard she works after becoming a mother and all. Like why the fuck now do I want to turn around on Monday and boo her? Why? I don't. So that's the organic thing of let the fans tell you what they want. If they're not booing her and they're cheering her, it
won't happen because Vince has a completely different plan and a divine plan that he will not let the fans tell him what he wants them to think, which sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you have Tony Khan who watches on Twitter and sees what the fans think and eventually will try and turn different things and storylines and things you see on his weekly product still to go with the fans. Look, the Young Bucks do it all the time. They get criticized on Twitter up and down, and all of a sudden that thing they were criticized for ends up on being the elite. They listen, they hear it, they address it. Now, it might not be to the effect that we may expect, but they make fun of it or they'll just flat out bring somebody in that people have been clamoring about. Look at Danhausen. After Ring of Honor happened, everyone kept tweeting about someone signed Danhausen, AEW signed, and he shows up. Like, he's not stupid. He knows he has his finger on the pulse of the young wrestling fan, for sure.
They know their demographic.
Exactly.
They know they've since day one known what that fan base was going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
It was the alternative.
Yes.
That's what it was always supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be wasn't necessarily supposed to be the competition. It was more or less supposed to be the alternative. And they knew what they wanted because it was almost like opposite of everything that they were getting somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
That's the exact opposite of what you get at WWE. Like you don't get to, I wouldn't call it WWE. It's just like how it's been forever. Like you'll get.
Well, look, it's exactly what Bischoff did. Look, how many documentaries have we seen in Monday Night Wars where Bischoff says, well, what do I need to compete? Here, They're taped. I'm live. They're cartoony. I'm real. Like, he literally just did everything opposite Vince was doing and started to win. And same thing that AEW had to do is just, you know what I mean?
Opposite.
Do the exact opposite. Oh, so you're going a certain way and your fans want you to do this, but you're going to keep doing this? Well, guess what? I'm going to turn around and I'm going to listen. I'm going to bring these people in that everyone wants to see. And because they're indie stars and they should get, but WWE only wants now athletes through their pipeline. And all right, fine. We're going to send the whole Undisputed Era. We'll sign all them. You don't want them? We'll take them. Like, you're doing everything that WWE's not.
The only problem is the same thing that WCW ran into, is that you have people that are overtaking the shows, and you have so much talent that is going to get just as frustrated as they were before.
Yeah.
And you're going to have people that are going to want to leave. You already had one.
Yeah. And I mean, look.
And it was a big deal why she wanted to leave.
Yeah. And now look, and you have probably the biggest one to leave now being Cody Rhodes.
We don't know if he left yet. I still feel like Cody's playing an angle where he's
absolutely. I'm just saying what was released was that he's no longer with AEW. That's all I'm saying.
No, I know. But I don't think he's going to WWE. I think this is a big ploy to do something else with AEW. I think this is an angle.
I agree, because I think there's too much money tied in with all of AEW's partnerships as well. The Go Big show, the whatever Rhodes to the Top reality show he has.
It's not the Rhodes Scholars, I'll tell you.
It's not the Rhodes Scholars. But I mean, too much money is in that company and surrounding that company. You go to WWE, you're not doing that anymore. You're not doing Rhodes to the Top for sure. And the Go Big show, yeah, he can still do that. That's probably not going to be an issue, but I don't know, man. It's weird. I don't know. I agree. I think he's going right back. I think something's going on.
I think he's making
back.
this a story for something, and then he's going to come back. I don't know how he's going to come back.
But look, what if we're wrong? If all of a sudden,
I'm happy to be wrong.
At Mania, Cody shows up. Like,
I wouldn't mind.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
either way this goes, I think it's going to be interesting.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's already interesting.
I don't think it's going to fall flat. Whatever happens. I don't see him going back to WWE though. I just don't.
I think a lot of people feel that same way. Like, they hear all the rumblings, but that's how you feel. Like, how could you possibly go back to WWE like that?
That was at his most unhappy time of his life, was working there.
But you know what he did? He did the McIntyre. He built everything, got on his own, made the money. Now he has the clout. Now you go back to Vince and go, how about now? Well, why don't you back that truck up now? Because now is when I'm going to take it. And now is what they'll do. To pull him away from AEW and have him show up. And not only that, he has the rights to his name and he has the rights to his music. Like, he has everything. He can do whatever he wants. And he can come back to Vince because he knows Vince will pay him the money more than Tony Khan will. Because yes, absolutely.
You think so?
Right now, yes. Because I feel like just said,
Tony's got too many people to pay.
Exactly.
And I feel like
that's what I mean.
I feel like,
and I think the
Cody has worked himself out of fitting into AEW.
Yes, he really has.
He had this grand idea, and he somehow worked his way out of being.
He felt like he should have get paid like Jericho and Moxley, and then these guys like Danielson and Punk and all of them coming in, and he's not getting paid like they're getting paid. He's getting paid less than them.
How? He's a VP or an EVP.
That is such a bullshit fucking job title. It's not even funny.
What are you trying to say here? He's not a VP.
What did the Bucks, Omega, and Cody do to be executive vice presidents of a wrestling company?
They created it.
They wrestled. They didn't do shit.
They created All Elite Wrestling.
No. Tony Khan created All Elite Wrestling. The reason they are on
He's the money backer.
The reason they're on TNT is because of Tony Khan.
Yeah, he's the money backer. He didn't create it. This was probably a lot of Cody's workings with Tony Khan. I'm pretty sure Tony Khan, I mean, now that he's in, you can start seeing what he's doing.
I don't think
you don't think that they were a part of this at all.
I think no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying executive vice presidents for guys like Cody and the Bucks, we already know they all three of them are smart with the wrestling business.
So why can't they be an EVP?
I'm not saying they can't. It's just that title, like I could see Hunter being an EVP because he's worked his way through the office of, excuse me.
Yeah, but he's
in and outs of that. Yeah, he starts wrestling. I'm not saying this because it's Cody.
Man, drink something.
I'm not saying this because it's Cody. I'm just saying you wrestle all the time. You are behind the scenes on Gorilla and producing matches and stuff. That doesn't make you an EVP of a wrestling company because you can do that. I feel like there's a lot more that entails being an executive vice president of a company that Triple H has way more experience for than a guy like Cody Rhodes does. It just,
I don't know
for
about
being
that
title, how? For being able to run and be behind a business like WWE, you don't think Triple H is a little more advanced in that?
Well, I think he's advanced, but it's a new company. Why can't you have young people that are capable of doing it?
That's what I'm saying. You can. People that have done like business things before, not just a couple of wrestlers.
I feel like Cody's a pretty good businessman.
He may be. I'm not saying he's like,
look, he's invested
for the wrestling
he's
business.
Invested in himself, and he's got a lot of clout elsewhere now.
Oh yeah, you mean like the Go Big Show? And all that?
He's viewed more than anybody else.
The company was made, and then they were given the titles. It's not like they just got these titles. Like you're saying it like they put in all this
telling me they
got it.
What do you mean? They helped create the goddamn company.
They named the company and immediately they were vice presidents and they didn't have an event yet. That's what I'm saying. They were literally just saying, you know what? Hey, we're all here. You're a vice president. You're a vice president. You're a vice president. Like,
I would love to hear the behind the music on this.
I'm just saying
because I feel like just because he's not as old and as experienced as Triple H doesn't mean he's not an executive.
People look at that title and go,
if anybody's an executive, Cody at least looks the part.
They look at that and they look at him leaving and they say, oh my God, they even released an EVP. He's a vice president. How could they possibly let him go and not re-sign him? Easy with that. It's not a fucking executive vice president that has the clout behind it. I don't look at it like that. I don't think he's connected to it.
You think he's just a wrestler?
I think he's just a wrestler. Do I believe he doesn't help younger talent? Of course he helps younger talent.
He has the whole freaking
He has the nightmare factor. Yeah. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. But all in all, them losing him, do you think it really hurts them? Like, for real, if they lose him, does it hurt? I guess it really depends on what he does with WWE. First of all, he goes away and he acts. He doesn't wrestle. We only see him on Go Big Show. Do they really miss him?
If he goes to WWE and he's butthurt about Tony Khan, he knows exactly how that company operates.
Yeah.
He could be a lot more valuable to Vince than Vince might think.
Very true.
He could end up.
I don't think their relationship's like that, to where it's a big FU to Tony Khan. I don't buy that either.
If he goes to WWE and it's a part of what Vince wants, like, look, you're going to help us.
I can't see Cody being like that. What
if he's giving $10 million a year?
Don't matter. I don't think. You mean he's going to put his brother, brother, and all these people?
He'll be with him soon.
No way.
Why not?
I don't see it. No way.
Why not?
I just feel with Dustin.
Is Dustin doing anything right now? No. What if his contract runs out and they don't re-sign him because they have fucking 1,000 other people? You can't see him as one of the contracts that doesn't. Where the hell's Miro?
It's a good question. Where is Miro?
I seen a TikTok with him. That's how old I am. They call it TikTok. TikTok.
Can we get this right?
TikTok.
There you go.
With
it's all TikTok.
Lana. And he's alive. That's a good sign. Where the hell is he? He's one of those guys that they brought in. Like, oh look at him. We got him. We're gonna use him. Here he is. Woohoo! He's an angry video gamer. Here we go. That's what we're going with. Now he won the title. Lost the title. He's gone. Where the hell's Miro been? Rusev. It was Rusev Day. Rusev Day lasted longer than fucking Miro.
Wow, you might be right with that.
I am right.
We'll have to check stats on
We'll
that.
have to check tape, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that one.
You might be
that
right.
lasted for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah. Man, you might be right. I don't know.
What the hell happened to him?
Well, look, I mean,
he got Spears, who only carries around a chair. He doesn't. If he wrestles in dark. Has he elevated himself? Where are all these people that everyone clamored for? Everyone clamored for to do better. People like there was Undisputed Era was like one of the biggest things in wrestling, not just NXT, but one of the biggest things in
to
wrestling.
a point. Yeah.
There was no one that ever said that they were being misused.
True.
They just let their contracts run out and they went with AEW. True. But now that AEW has them, those people that you wanted to see, quote unquote, you wanted to see, just got wiped out by the people that you actually wanted to see on TV. The Daniel Bryans, the CM Punks, the Undisputed Era. All those WWE guys that were doing completely fine in WWE. Now they're in AEW. Oh, sorry. We find more value in them too. Oh, what the hell? You mean Vince was fucking right? You mean Triple H was fucking right? We're going to show you these guys because these guys have talent and they're always going to be on TV. It's the same thing with fucking AEW. The people that you wanted to see, they're like, oh my God, they deserve so much better. They deserve so much better. Well, guess what? They're not getting any fucking better. And fucking Vince was right. Triple H was right. Because you want to see the people that they wanted you to see. Yeah, he changed his name. He's Bryan Danielson again. He did perfectly fine as Daniel Bryan. CM Punk. Completely different story altogether. He left angry and he showed up in AEW. But guess what? Vince had him on TV. He was a mainstay. He was a top draw for WWE. He didn't get his WrestleMania moment where he should have main evented. Yes, because he was wrestling The Undertaker. I will not say anything about that, but he's been disgruntled with Vince for so long. But anyway, look, these are all people that you wanted to see. And Vince gave them to you because you wanted to see them. They're over in AEW now. Well, guess what? They're big names. People want to see them. Now, I don't think it's necessarily the same aspect, but they're elevating people. I mean, Punk's with MJF, who was already elevated. He's had every major storyline almost, except for
the title.
Maybe Omega. He's wrestled Jericho. He's wrestled Punk, and now he's going to wrestle Punk again. He hasn't wrestled Bryan Danielson yet. He's wrestled Adam Page. I mean, he's pretty much since.
And Cody.
And he ended Cody. He beat Cody in his biggest match at that point. But he's done everything with everyone big. Like, he's been main event since day one.
I think MJF is.
There's no one ever said that he deserves better, though. There's no one that's ever said
but
that.
he's one of the only ones that has stayed consistent booking from start to right now.
Everything
has MJF.
Every storyline he's been in has been meaningful.
And he might be the only one in AEW from start to finish.
Absolutely.
As far as storyline goes,
you push Jungle Boy, he wins the tag titles, but they're not even the third most prominent tag team on that show.
Correct. I agree. Darby
Guevara has had solid booking, but he was wishy-washy when he was in the inner circle. But he's never had a bad match.
Well, again,
he's never felt like he's got ins and outs of feeling like big time. Darby Allin.
But I think we agreed there that Santana Ortiz and Guevara have all been held back by that faction. I think they're maybe not held back. Maybe that's the wrong word.
But I don't know about held back.
Maybe a little stunted.
Overshadowed.
Yes, maybe
stunted. They were overshadowed by Jericho.
Yeah.
Jericho was always doing the big thing. And they were always getting if anything, the side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they're four pillars, so they speak. It's really one. It's really one pillar. The rest are kind of shaky. I mean,
Darby had his time.
The house is kind of like building's kind of like teeter. There's one strong one up in the front left, and then the rest kind of like they might be going down any time. Again, you have too much talent. You've way too much talent. I will say this: they did something with Aleister Black, Pac for the most part, but Pac isn't really as prominent as everybody else, all those other big names. Like
I think with Pac, he was hurt a lot by COVID.
That not being able to travel.
Yeah, that hurt Pac a lot as well.
Andrade,
yeah.
Where the hell's he been? He doesn't do anything of prominence.
Not yet. He's doing this thing with Matt Hardy right now.
Yeah, but he's not really like
it's not main event level. You're right.
Is it anything bigger than what he was as Andrade?
No. No.
He was a United States champion. I mean, given the time, I think he could have made been a main eventer. If they were to go back to the formula of when they had Cena and a bunch of other people that were kind of like Orton was there. There was people that were.
So you're talking mid 2000s?
Yeah, like 2010.
Okay.
And after.
Okay.
Where you would have people interchange the title. If WWE would go back to that, or if AEW would adapt that, where people weren't holding titles for so long. I don't think people want to see a long title reign anymore. I don't think people have the attention span to withstand a long title reign, because it just becomes predictable and boring. It becomes boring and stale. Like Roman Reigns is becoming stale.
I'm holding that out until after Mania. We'll see.
Mania.
We'll
That's
see what
fine,
happens after Mania.
If he becomes double champ, then you're just like, okay, I'm done. But if Brock becomes double champ, you're like, it's kind of a double-edged sword where neither are going to really benefit greatly from this.
Well, Roman would benefit more than Brock would.
Yeah, naturally, because Brock can leave and then come back whenever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
Roman's the face of the company.
That's what I'm saying. He definitely,
which leads you to believe that Roman's just going to keep knocking him the fuck down.
He's going to have to.
Yes, but okay, well, flip sides on what they're doing wrong. Who the hell's going to beat him?
The Rock?
No, he's not. He's going to beat The Rock. Who the hell's going to come back to beat him?
There's nobody.
They're going to have to elevate someone substantially.
That's not going to happen.
To beat him.
And we've been saying this for years now.
Who the hell's going to beat him? Has anyone even come close? Besides Edge.
KO. KO's come close. KO's beat him. We all watched it happen live on the network or Peacock, whatever it was at that point.
They have to elevate KO now to the point of where Roman's almost got to be in a triple threat at this point to
lose.
To lose.
Yeah.
And
not really lose.
And to not actually lose.
Yes.
So they're gonna have to WWE and force themselves into a triple threat scenario where because what's coming up that could have any weight? Like, isn't Money in the Bank shortly after?
I think a couple months after. I don't think it's right after.
That's what they have to build to then. Yeah, it's the summer, right?
I think it's before. I think it's like a June,
July.
Yeah. It's somewhere around there.
Then you got SummerSlam in August.
Yeah.
So it's got to be one
June.
of those. So you got to hope that the Money in the Bank winner can actually cash in on Roman. You actually have to have someone that could believably cash in and beat Roman. Is that what you plan for? Because if he beats Brock, or when he beats Brock, what's next? Or if Brock wins, then I mean, actually, I think it's better if Brock wins. Brock is at least.
I'm so back and forth on
Brock
that.
Brock is at least showing you that he could be beaten.
Yeah.
Look, as long as it's not by Roman.
Look, he was bumping for Austin Theory in the very beginning. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
for a hot second.
Yeah, and like it was a beautiful drop kick. Like there was a couple. I'm like, wow. Like all right, he's looking really good against Brock.
Who's the next person in line?
There is none.
There is
zero. And we talked about this on Fallout last week of them not being able to build new stars.
Yeah, I know.
And that's why Goldberg is back. And that's why Lita was at Chamber.
Yeah, but when you boil it down, who's going to beat him? Who's in that championship caliber that hasn't been there yet?
Absolutely zero. The only
100%.
guy that they could have built, the only two guys they could have built is a Keith Lee or a Karrion Kross. That I could see that they could build and get there eventually. But like, look, Keith Lee showing up on AEW, I thought it was great.
There goes another roster.
Another spot, absolutely.
We'll have to see how this goes. I mean, he's in a pretty decent spot now where he'll be in the
I'll tell you what,
the ladder match.
That ladder match already, Wardlow, Hobbs.
I did not want them to go that route. I wanted to keep Keith Lee from Wardlow for a little bit because at the path of Wardlow and the path of Keith Lee, this could have felt like a bigger matchup if you kept them apart. And you could have done fine with Max.
All right, let me give you this. Wait, so there's gonna be 6 guys, I think 6, 7 in this match.
Something like that.
Whatever.
Sure.
You don't technically have to. But
you know
you
they're
can
going
tease
to.
it. You can tease it all night though. Like every time you Just when you think
they go
face
to
off,
face, and
they get hit. Or like every now and then they'll both be climbing a ladder. Someone pushes the ladder down. You could tease, and then don't go back to it.
I hope they do that, but I would have kept them far away from each other because
I agree.
They're on two separate. Like Keith Lee just got there, and he's going to show his dominance. Wardlow's at that point right now, and he's also running a mini storyline in his own faction where at any moment he could beat the shit out of Chairman and fucking MJF.
Yes. Which everyone is waiting for that moment.
I thought a better thing would have been to had Max Caster go over Wardlow and inadvertently fucking Chairman fucking cost him the match just to build that even more. Not purposely, but like throw the chair in there and accidentally hit fucking Wardlow, and then they have more beef.
Yeah.
And Max Caster gets the rub, and fucking they can go do their. And then Keith Lee and him down the line.
I get it. No,
because that's their big. Those are their two biggest people,
and that's the thing.
Besides Billy Gunn, because for some reason Billy Gunn's the biggest person on the goddamn roster.
Long-term storytelling is the thing that me and you love watching. So, and that's the thing. You don't want this to happen and flash and be done. You want a story to be told, lead up to it.
I don't think they should be anywhere near each other.
I agree.
Anywhere near
each other. That's
they
why I'm hoping they're going to tease the hell out of everyone.
I hope you're right. Now that they're both in, I hope that somehow you're right, and I hope they don't meet face to face in the ring. But that's a Vince thing.
Yes,
that is definitely a Vince thing. Oh, we got those two big guys. Let's get them in the ring right away. Ooh, and he starts rubbing his fucking nipple.
Look, Biggie said it on the podcast. He wants big meaty
men slapping meat.
So this match already is right up Big E's alley.
There's three guys in this match that should be nowhere near a ladder.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, Keith Lee is. Do you think Keith Lee is the most athletic one out of the three?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
The most agile, I will say that.
Okay.
If I'm putting someone on a ladder, it'd probably be him.
Yeah, I agree.
Wardlow looks too stiff to be climbing ladders. So does Hobbs. They both look too stiff to be.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't think the cheap ass ladders are going to support them.
We keep flopping back and forth from
WWE to AEW.
So let's go back to WWE, and I want to talk a possible WrestleMania match that I think.
Okay, I already know.
We have to talk about because
go for it. God damn it!
As a mark, I want this to happen so fucking badly, and that's Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania.
You want to talk about backing a Brinks truck up to get Austin to go back to the ring, like. Just for an appearance, it's got to be north of $3 million.
Easy to pull him out of retirement. You're pulling this guy out of retirement. He was done.
Yeah, but you're getting eyes.
Oh yeah,
you're getting all the eyes.
Yes,
you're getting more than the Punk eyes. Austin comes back, and imagine that fucking pop at Mania. That kills anything else that you have on that show. That is the hardest.
That's why it has to go on first.
Yes, but that still drains a crowd for many matches.
Depending on the match you put on after it.
Oh, that I don't want to follow that.
Oh, that's why you put the Bad Bunny match or the Logan Paul match after it.
You'd have to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's
actually. Wait, there's a Logan Paul match?
There's going to be.
How do you know this?
So apparently at
and who's it? Is it Sami Zayn?
Miz.
It's Miz.
Miz apparently has to call somebody that he knows, and supposedly it's going to be with the Mysterios. It's going to be Miz and Paul against the Mysterios at Mania.
Wait, that's who he's calling in tonight? So that's a surprise?
Supposedly, that's all what the rumor talk is.
Man, the rumors are usually right.
So put the fucking Logan Paul match
you're gonna have
after
to.
Stone Cold. Exactly.
You're going to have to.
So there you go. So don't worry about it.
Let the fucking crowd rest and recuperate.
There you go.
But they're only going to get a short recuperation. That's not going to be a long match.
Yeah,
the next three matches might falter.
That's fine. That's fine. I just want Stone Cold versus KO. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit at all. I mean, Stunner versus Stunner. He's
definitely not getting off no fucking pop-up power bomb.
Austin's not taking that bump at all. No way. He's not getting a buckle bomb. He's not getting the bomb on the apron. He's not getting any of that.
You can't have Rollins wrestling. We'll fucking injure him for fucking.
But I think the story that can be told between these two, if this really does happen, is fucking amazing.
Doesn't need to be a story. It just needs to be a moment.
You're right, but just give me one Raw with Austin on the mic going at KO. All he needs one.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I want one mic exchange. You have to.
It's in Texas.
Yeah, you have to. He has to give. Oh man, the promo. I'm dying for it. I want it to happen so bad.
Oh God, can you imagine the what chance?
Oh, absolutely.
KO's
he'll soak that up.
Engulfed in what chance?
Yeah, it's going to be one of the better builds, period, if this happens the way it should.
It should.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you.
And then
I agree wholeheartedly.
The other thing that actually me and Kyle were talking about early last week was...
Is this another match?
Not a match, but a moment that we realized that this crowd is going to get that we didn't get. And that's an Undertaker entrance at WrestleMania.
Oh, man. Yeah, they're going to get...
They're going to get it because he's going in the Hall of Fame that Friday before, the Friday night.
We got Thugonomics Cena.
We did, which I think, I can't say it's better, but it's up there.
I've seen an Undertaker entrance.
Me too. So have I.
I've never seen the Thugonomics.
I agree.
At WrestleMania.
I agree. I said it the exact same way. We got to see a cool
Triple H entrance.
It was all right. Yeah, it was all right.
We knew it was going to be Triple H. It was going to be motorcycles and shit.
It was all right. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But I mean, to get an Undertaker and him going in the Hall of Fame, that's he's coming out in full attire and doing one last entrance.
It'd be cool if they had him come out like 3 times. You do the one entrance, then the American Badass where he rides the motorcycle around.
See, Bully Ray had a good one. He said night 1, you have Kid Rock come out, start to sing American Badass. You have him drive out night 1, and then night 2, you hear a gong and he comes out and does that. Go. And then you have
him on the same page.
Yeah, it's a good idea and it's fun for the fans to be able to witness. You know what I mean? The final 2 entrances of the Undertaker.
Yeah,
because we didn't get that when he retired. You know what I mean? It was empty.
It was empty arena.
So I think that would be really cool.
In front of 100,000 people. Holy shit.
Yep. And
he's a Texan. You might really kill this fucking crowd if you have Austin and Taker.
Yeah. You have to go opposite nights.
Yeah.
You
couldn't if he does both nights.
Well, if he does both nights, you're right. But
you would have to have that almost at the end of the first night. So
right before. Well, no, you wouldn't do that before main event, would you?
No, you do it after the main event.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, all right, I got you, because it's not really
you have the lesser of the main events. Obviously, Brock Roman is main event night 2, you would think.
So that means you're Ronda and Flair, night night 1 main event. Yeah.
Yeah, then Taker comes out.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, I guess.
Is Ronda the main event?
Look,
yeah, that probably is.
I think it has to be.
So you get Becky, Bianca, night 2.
Somewhere in there.
And you got both titles on that one. Is there even tag belts anymore? Who holds them? Are there even tag belts? Who's the Intercontinental Champion? Sammy?
Yeah, Sammy just won it.
Who's the United States Champion?
United States.
Is it still Archer of Infamy?
Damian Priest?
Yeah.
Yes. It is really bad, but
those 2 titles are like non-existent. Plus, the tag titles are non-existent. Who's the woman? Oh, we know the women's champions. Who are the women's tag champs? Do they even have them anymore?
They do. It's bad that we don't know this.
I don't.
I mean, not bad. Look, don't get me wrong.
I would take a poll of who the hell knows these answers.
I'm sure.
Well, there's probably some, but not a lot.
I honestly
can't. You think Knoxville is going to be at Mania?
I think he is, honestly. I think that's why Sammy won the Intercontinental title.
It's going to be Knoxville versus Sammy?
I think something's going to happen weird at Mania. I really feel it. And Knoxville is definitely, because they're still keeping this up. They're keeping the storyline up every time you see Sammy now. Like, they're still having him go to different places.
So Johnny Knoxville could be the Intercontinental Champion?
Oh, man, he could. He really could.
Oh my God!
But yeah, so I think that's going to happen as well.
Be a little goofy, isn't it?
It is. It absolutely is.
This is a rocky road to Mania. Very.
It's
getting rockier.
It's getting worse.
It's getting rockier as we talk about.
We're putting this in nothing. I mean, well, look, we're recording this as Monday Night Raw is happening. So
you're thinking that freaking Miz is bringing out Logan Paul? Oh, that's terrible.
That's just rumors I heard. I could be completely wrong. It'd be someone completely different.
What if he brings out Paige? It wouldn't make any sense, but maybe Paige comes back for I don't know. Just one different thing. She could be cleared any day now. You never know.
Yeah.
All these neck injuries and head injuries that they're solving.
Yeah. I don't even know where to go from there. You completely threw me off track on that.
That's all right. That's what I'm here for.
So since the last time we talked about this anyway, there has been 3 more additions to the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And apparently that's it. They're closing it at 4. the first class is only going to be 4 wrestlers, or
Yeah,
4 inductees, I should say.
We got Bryan Danielson.
Yep.
CM Punk.
Yep.
Samoa Joe.
And the Briscoes.
And the Briscoes.
Yes, as the first inaugural class of the Ring of Honor
I
Hall
knew
of
they were
Fame.
going to do Samoa Joe. I had a good feeling about that one.
Yeah.
You said Punk.
I said Punk.
We already knew the Briscoes.
Yeah.
And Bryan Danielson.
Bryan, I think for me, is a little too soon. I think there could have been.
No, not at all.
I think, honestly, I think there should have been an office person put in, like a Carrie Sulkin or something like that. I think, honestly, someone.
No, it's not too soon. Bryan Danielson was
I'm not diminishing Bryan Danielson at all.
He was Ring of Honor.
I'm not saying he wasn't, but I don't know.
I still think Nigel would have been.
That was my other thought. I feel like Nigel maybe should have went in before Bryan. That was my only other one if it was a wrestler.
I think Lethal should have been in. I think Jay Lethal should have been one of the first classes.
But look, they're probably
if they're
leaving.
If they're going to do this every year, then you got to have Nigel and Lethal in next year.
I agree. Yeah.
From there, I don't know where they go.
Me either. But I'm happy to see these first 4. I think it's going to. I think depends on how they're going to do this. I don't know if it's going to be on Fight, how they're going to do it,
or if it's going to be via Zoom or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hope not. That would be terrible.
I don't think it's going to be.
It's going to be a Supercard, right?
Probably, yeah. So it would be probably somewhere in that area to where's Dallas.
Supercard? Oh, it's in Texas.
I don't know where Supercard is.
It's during Mania weekend.
But it's during Mania weekend.
It's probably
because Supercard of Honor is April 1st.
Yeah, it's probably in Texas then. So you gotta all go down there. I wonder if they got tickets to Mania.
But I don't know. I want to watch. I want to watch the induction. I think that would be pretty cool if they do something so the fans can watch the actual ceremony.
Whoever inducts them, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that Hall of Fame is gonna be really cool.
Chris Hero inducts Punk.
You think?
I think. I don't know who.
Do you think that McGinnis comes back for Danielson?
Maybe.
And inducts Danielson? That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I think that wraps it up. We were all over the goddamn place, back and forth
between companies.
Yeah. Next coming up, we talked about The Undertaker getting in the Hall of Fame. So we have the Essential Undertaker match.
Essential Dead Man.
Do we remember who last picked the 3?
No. We settle this right now.
I think we could do it on the actual show. We don't have to do it right now.
All right. Well, I'm going to warm up and fucking think about which one I'm going to pick. Rock, paper, or scissors. This is a very tough decision.
So look out for the Essential Undertaker. That's coming later in the week. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be talking to you very soon.